Alright, we got two Italian street fighters. The new Ducati Streetfighter, appropriately named, and the Benelli TNT. 3-cylinder Benelli, twin-cylinder Ducati. Pretty well evenly matched on the dyno. We had them on the dyno this morning. Almost identical to 8 grand. Then the Ducati takes over. Breeze higher, has a lot more power at the top end. But riding around the street, not too much into it. Benelli feels just as strong as the Ducati unless you're getting up near redline.
That's true, Kevin. The Benelli, looking at the doing a little spec sheet jockeying, you can see that the Duck is quite a bit more potent. But getting on the Benelli, you would never know that it's lacking to the Ducati in terms of torque and overall horsepower. It's a surprisingly grunty brute off the bottom.
And brutish too is its fuel injection. It's a little bit, I call it digital feel, going on and off the throttle. You can tell it's a generation behind the fuel injection. The Ducati's a bit smoother. Allows you to be a little more gentle when you're leaning into the corners, not so abrupt and lurchy.
True, and a lot of people would look at these motorcycles and think it's all about the motor, and of course that's a lot of what it is. But it's more than that. We have chassis to consider, and something that sticks out in my mind that's pretty impressive is the difference in the braking performance between both of these bikes. With the Duck, we have up-to-date modern Brembo monoblock calipers. The TNT, Benelli TNT, has Brembo calipers also, but you almost wouldn't know it when you ride them back to back. A little bit older generation, 2-piece caliper, 4-pot. The Benelli works fine. The Brembos on the Benelli work fine. Not quite the same levels of feel and power ultimately with the monoblocks that we don't have.
Ducati's brakes are really potent. Initial bite is super effective and it could catch out the unwary. But once you get acclimatized to them, there's nothing better, I don't think.
Yeah. Notice a little more refinement in the Duck in terms of its switchgear. The Ducati has an adjustable clutch lever. Benelli does not. Ducati brake and clutch lever, also radial pump. So you have a lot of things like that going on with the Ducati. And it's just, to me, Benelli has a much more stylish looking chassis.
It does. The Benelli does look cooler. Ducati's a bit more refined, but even though it's a bit more refined, there's a couple things that stand out for me. Foot pegs are slippery. When you stand on the pegs to move it around and slide on them, and on the right side, the exhaust shield cuts into your foot room. And it's just a small thing, but it's really noticeable from the first time you get on the bike.
Benelli, in my opinion, is a much more everyday livable bike in terms of its overall ergos. It doesn't have the bend in the bar, or rather it has more of a bend, so it's a higher bar, and also the Ducati bar ends actually dip down at the grips and bend towards the ground away from the rider, so you put you in an extremely aggressive stance.
And for shorter riders, the Benelli has a lower seat, which is something that some people really care about. It's a comfortable riding position on the Benelli. And one more thing about the difference between the two, I figure the Ducati, new bike and stuff, the Benelli is actually slightly more agile. It responds better to steering inputs. The Ducati might be better on a racetrack, a track day, higher speed thing, but the Benelli really cranks in the corners well. It can do it quicker than the Ducati.
Yeah, my first ride on the Duck today, the steering reminded me of a 1098 on the track. Heavy steering, not so willing to turn in quickly, but extremely stable. And the front feels very planted. So there you have it. A couple weirdos, but really powerful, really cool, unique. You may see a couple more Street Fighters on the road. You probably will be hard-pressed to see another Benelli TNT roaming. It's really closely priced. However, you get a few more goodies with the Ducati in terms of its brakes, more powerful motor, a few more goodies scattered.
And how about a dealer network?
And, of course, a dealer network. That's going to mean a lot, too, because repairing these things won't be cheap.
But they're Italian beauties, and they both are really fun to ride. So, you know, they both can put the grin on the face.
It's one of those deals. There kind of isn't a loser here.